With a combined GDP of $652 billion US, an estimated population of 212 million, as well as a burgeoning middle class of consumers, South Africa and Nigeria are Africa's two largest economic powerhouses. Powerhouses that could, if they work together, help drive significant social, political and economic change on the continent. The historic relationship between South Africa and Nigeria is, according to a recent article by Nigerian author Adebayo Adebayo, akin to a Shakespearean drama. The acts divided into 4 across the main periods of engagement between the two nations over a span of 60-odd years, reflecting the active periods of engagement between the two main characters. The first engagement took place during the apartheid regime, followed by post-democratic relations between former President Nelson Mandela and General Sani Abacha. The late 90s followed suit with meetings between Thabo Mbeki and OLUSEGUN Obasanjo, and finally the current-day engagements between Presidents Jacob Zuma and Goodluck Jonathan. The relationship between the two countries has to date been a careful balance of cooperation and competition, with reports that Nigeria's economy could surpass South Africa's as the largest on the African continent. Subtle tensions have been evident on both the political and business stage. Despite the perceived strain in relations, the South African government and its Nigerian counterparts recently hosted the first South Africa-Nigerian Business Forum in Cape Town. Held on the eve of the World Economic Forum and in conjunction with President Jonathan's state visit to its southernmost neighbour, the forum sought to bring together high-profile business and trade delegations from both countries to discuss, debate and dissect strategies for improving cooperation between the two countries across a number of sectors.
Your Excellency, on this historic occasion, I'm delighted to say that we've had the largest business forum between South Africa and Nigeria, the two largest economies in the world. It is not just the largest business forum, but actually the richest and the most robust group of people, the biggest Africa investor group. You have them here today. Amongst us, we have the richest woman in Africa, Mrs. Alakija. Please stand up for the record. Amongst us, we have the richest man in Africa, ALIKO DANGOTE. So this is just to give a rough idea of how powerful this group is. It's the unique and very, very important group of people.
As leaders of the two nations, both presidents also weighed in on the discussion of the merit and value of the forum.
The South Africa-Nigeria Business Forum meets in that context of promoting stronger and deeper relations at social, economic, and political levels between the two countries. Our presence here with His Excellency President Jonathan serves to confirm our support for increased economic cooperation between our two countries and support, in particular, for the Business Forum and its work.
The success story of this Business Forum will indeed not only deepen the bilateral and economic relations between our two sister countries, but will also stimulate growth in the other socio-economic activities, as well as increase the volume and value of trade between our two sister countries. Nigeria and South Africa need to play a leading role in promoting intra-regional trade and the achievement of the economic integration objectives of the African Union in the foreseeable future.
Representatives from the South African and Nigerian business communities said the forum was a step in the right direction for fostering stronger relations between the two nations.
Our relationship before with South Africa had always been that of political. And I think, like what I keep saying, diplomacy without the economic side of it is not sustainable. But right now we're going to have a very, very developed good relationship which will bring, benefits to both parties.
Yeah.
But you see, today really, there is nothing that is happening anywhere apart from Africa than Asia.
True.
If we are now going to develop Africa, there must be that cooperation. Whether we like it or not, there must be cooperation between South Africa and Nigeria, because these are the real economies of Africa. These two, they are the ones that can actually drive the process. It's like a very, very nice vehicle, Mercedes or BMW or whatever. It is only as good as when you drive it.
True.
And these two countries are the drivers. And I think I would like to actually see even more cooperation, more visits between the two presidents, so that they can bring their people together to make sure that we move the continent forward for the benefit of the black race.
So there's a great deal of warmth between Nigerian entrepreneurs and South African entrepreneurs, and they are doing business among themselves. Clearly, there's a solid base. We can grow from here. I think we need to grow from here. And with both recognize the relative strength of our economies and the extent to which they can drive greater integration among African countries. So the focus, certainly from my side, must be on the positive. Solid groundwork has been laid. Impediments have been identified. Visa issues is one of them. Possibly regulatory issues in some sectors is among some of the biggest impediments. But fundamentally, there's warmth, great deal of warmth between Nigerian people and South African people, certainly at a business level.
Yeah.
And there's a great deal of desire to build from that.
I think we've come a long way in the relationship between Nigerian businessmen and South African businessmen. Initially, it started with what one would call mutual distrust and mutual suspicion. But now, all those things seem to have been broken down. Actually, I would say completely broken down. Although you still have one or two occasions, it depends on the individuals, whether there is they can relate to one another.
Yeah.
But I think businessmen know how to talk to each other.
Putting an official stamp on friendly relations is clearly important at this stage of the South African-Nigerian engagement. Behind the scenes, cross-border development and investment has been going on for many years, with both sides now striving to publicly acknowledge the value of one another's markets and business potential.
We're involved in a number of sectors, in real estate, in oil and gas, in manufacturing and services in Nigeria. So it's really going well, given that we've been there only a couple of months. But of course, we've been doing a number of deals even before we set shop, in the beginning of this year. FIRSTRAND adopts an organic approach to how we grow in different countries. We look for opportunities. We are quite entrepreneurial in terms of our approach. So we want to continue to be part of the Nigerian growth story.
If you look at Southern and Eastern Africa, we have already put it as one market. But we as DANGOTE Group were actually investing more than $3 billion. And I can assure you, the more we see opportunities in South Africa, the more we will invest.
Yeah. Are you looking to move beyond cement?
We are looking to move beyond cement. What you need to look at is that 2.5, 3 years ago, when we moved into cement in South Africa, cement business was very bad.
True.
But we said that no, we believe in South Africa. The demand of cement will continue to grow. Yes, there were challenges, but it does not mean that South Africa is going to go off the map.
True.
South Africa will continue to grow. South Africa will take people by surprise. Anybody who does not really join the trend today, he will regret it. And that's why we're here.
Investing in other African territories is not without its challenges, though. Business models and markets are as diverse as the countries making up the continent.
A lot of companies have tried to come to South Africa without taking time to study the control regulations in terms of the currency control regulations. It was until they were here, you can bring in any money, but you cannot take them out. And that is one thing South Africa must look at. If you have to be able to, you have to create the opportunity for me to take my part of my profit back home. So I think they need to look at that point. Specifically, for instance, like banking, the rules are too stringent. And that is, I see no reason why we should have banks in Europe, we should have branches in the Middle East, we should have opportunities in America. And back at the back door of our home here in South Africa, it's impossible to open a shop here.
Coming up after the break, we take a closer look at Africa's two economic giants. How are trade relations developing, and what impediments are there that may stymie these relations?